Hello, this is the second part of the middle way. We will now have a closer look at the circle with the inscribed solar cross. The inscribed solar cross was 591, being the number of Majjhima Patipada in Pali. This gave us the circumference 928, being the sum of the two Pali words Chakukarani, forming an eye, the number was 643, plus Jnanakarini, the number of which is 285, meaning forming knowledge, creating knowledge. So the figure, the drawing as a whole, tells us that the Majjhima Patipada, the middle way, or perhaps better, the middle proportion, does form an eye, the number which is the sum of 643 plus 285. Now, we will have a further look at this very same drawing. As I mentioned, the term Nibbānam comes in here, because when you look at the ratio of 591 compared to 928 and divide 928 by 591, you get 157. That is the digits of Nibbānam, Nirvana. Nirvana, or the ratio associated with Nibbānam, thus is absolutely necessary to go from 591 to 928. So let us look at our text, the very same text, the one found in the Pali Mahāvagga, to see if we can get further, whether we are, as it were, on the right way, on the right path. Now, first of all, this Majjhima Patipada is defined as an, and I quote the Pali, Ariyo Atangiko Mago, literally translated as Aryan Eightfold Path or Way. Very well. Now, this Aryan Eightfold Way is then defined in terms of 8 items, namely the correct view, Ditti, the correct Sankappa, determination, the correct Vacha, way of speaking, and so on. There are 8 items, each of which is introduced in Pali by the word Sama, meaning something like correct. Now, when you add these 8 words, these 8 compounds up, having counted the number of each of them, then you will see that the grand total is 5910. That is to say, precisely 10 times the value of middle path, which was 591. So, the number of the 8 items, the 8 correct ones, confirms the correctness of the number 591, because it was simply 591 times 10. So I invite you yourself to count the number of Sama, Ditti, and so on. You have to have, if you do not already have that, any Greek grammar, and you will see the numbers given there. S is 200, A is 1, M is 40, M is 40, long A is 2, and so on and so forth. Exactly as the Greeks would have counted. So we have confirmed the correctness of 591 by pointing out 5910. Going back then to our fundamental drawing, I hope you're still looking at it. The circumference was 928. All right, what can we do about that? Well, the middle path was also defined as said as the Aryan eightfold way. Now, if you look at that, you come to something very interesting. Here, 2, you want to count the numbers. The number of Aryan eightfold way is, first of all, 1063. Well, divide 1063 by 2, and that gives you 1 square in the 591 circle. This means that if you now draw the middle path 591 as a circle, then the 2 inscribed squares add up to the number of the Aryan eightfold path. So here you can very clearly see what it means with the 8. These are the 8 segments of the 2 squares inscribed in the circle of the Majjhima Patipada. We have now been looking at the middle path in terms of a solid cross, but also in terms of a circle. Now, I promised to come back to the number 928. And this will be found when we again look at the term Aryan eightfold path. What we translate here as fold is really limp, an anga in Pali. Now, pay attention here. There are 8 angas or 8 limps. That was the 8 segments of the 2 inscribed squares. And now you really need to pay attention. One limb is called one anga in Pali. In the plural, it is angani, meaning limps. The number of angani is A plus N plus G plus long A plus N plus I, giving you 116 according to the Greek mode. There are 8 of these. When you then multiply 8 by 116, you get 928 again. So you see, it all fits. All numbers are accounted for on the basis of 591, be it as a circle or be it as a solid cross. Think this over again and again, and you will see that the numbers fit. The starting point is indeed the Majjhima Patipada 591, be it as a solid cross or be it as the circumference of the circle. It fits with the definitions offered, namely first as the Aryan eightfold way, and next specified as correct view, and so on, ending with number 8, the correct sum RD. Sum RD would be concentration, and what we have been doing just now is practicing the right view, namely by looking at the circle, and the right sum RD, putting things together, concentrating correctly. So this is really a question of being introduced to geometry, to Greek geometry. There's more to be said about the middle path in parts 3 and 4. It will also be very exciting to compare what we have now seen on the basis of the Pali with what can be seen on the basis of the corresponding Sanskrit expositions of the middle path, or the middle way, or rather the middle proportion.